sleep on the side. HDMI port? We should have one. Yeah, I think we should get.
I know, everyone's doing it, but we have like a one and done.
You don't need guns.
We need a watch. Yeah. Yeah, if you look me up on the phone. Yeah, you guys have all the you know, you guys have a shop. Yeah.
Another buddy of mine, energy. So he wants to get just plenty of religion. So I would,
I'm always have all the time.
That's a couple things, you know, like I said, you never know, certain things going forward, right? You know,
You're a 615 enclave, right? You're a 615 enclave? 215. Ariel's there. Ariel takes care of it. They pour it out and then she says, Frank. You wouldn't have seen it. You would never see the
Neither certain
we can go.
Yeah, I saw the when you say all that, and you just passing the present time,
I could put a drive on it.
It's not that goal like for the, I see a lot of these guys smaller than you.
Yeah. Why is that? Because you got a typical power pump, and you look at the curves, and the curves are so close. You look at the BFD curve, and the curve, and you look at the pump, the small pump curve, you're gonna look at their save, you'll save because of the graph. But I would look at it, if you're gonna try to sell something, sell it, because then you still get incentives. Either way, it's how it goes. So you have like 10 small on drives, you're saving. So you say, alright, you get drives on everything. Because the way you try to do it is you're trying to head off the peaks. Yeah, but the same you can get on the soft side, it might be some drive. Some people drive is and the drive gives you more credits. Like it will go on 7. So I was trying to because then it's just easier. It's safe.
It's fine, yes.
Yeah, sure. I mean, ask him if he's still waiting on signing.
No, I'm not there.
Yeah.
He's in court, he's in, for me, all justice.
No, but he's doing the second thing.
I don't know, yeah, sure.
So you don't wait.
Oh, he's the punching, the old guy. Fire.
I don't know. I don't need his tickets. He might retire.
You know who?
Yeah, it looks like that.
Now,
Yes. It's funny. People call me.
yeah, my chief is actually time. So,
The chief is Paul. Oh. I'm surprised. It's like $19 market.
What we started? Everybody started? Yeah. Yes. Marcus, you're in the interview, right? You're in the interview or? Okay, good. Okay, all right, start down. Let's go. What's up? I saw it. What are we doing? Did we both or white? Because I ain't sure. That's a yes, the white.
We blast the AC one.
We black. No, the glass AC.
Where's the remote?
I'm still putting more freon in it. So if you guys have seen anything I've posted online, you know I'm not very formal with things. I'm kind of, we're all on the same team. Let's act like it.
Just have that in your back pocket.
Have that in your back pocket? Say again?
Have that in your back pocket.
Who knew this guy? So one of my guys was working at NYU, and they were using that to train their engineers. So Sharad was saying they took the screen off there, so they probably upgraded it or something like that. So I didn't realize that. I was like, maybe we could do some stuff with it, but we'll see. Okay, should be live here. All right, so we're live on YouTube right now. I'm Tauris with Tauris Tech. Well, I'm sitting again, it's Tauris. Yeah. Right. So what we're going to be doing here, we'll see if anybody else shows up. If not, that's their loss. Tauris Tech. Yeah. Oh, thank you. So the way that we do things at Tauris Tech, we just kind of do what we have to do, and if people like it, great. If they don't, it's just as fine, right? I've been training people in HVAC and building engineering for 20 years. I have probably 10,000 students altogether, right? A lot of my students run buildings, a lot of my students have their own companies, and they're constantly asking me to send them people to interview for jobs, right? But then at the same time, I have a lot of new people who are doing courses with us and they're looking for jobs. So the point of this is to bring those two parties together. So the reason why we're live streaming is people can't come, maybe they can still see the way we do things, and they can be impressed by the people who are interviewing. Now, somebody told me I should probably have waivers for people to sign. If you don't want to be online, you don't have to come up here, but as you see, we invited a lot of companies. Maybe they got busy, they couldn't show up, it was short notice or something like that. So this is an opportunity to impress upon people your skills and knowledge. Now, we had a jobs fair here a couple of years ago, and we had like a bunch of big companies. We had Jones Lang LaSalle, Cushman, Wakefield, Memorial Sloan Kettering, and we had like 30, 40 people trying to interview at the same time. There was just a lot of noise. And that's not how job interviews go. When you are interviewing with a company, it's either one-on-one or it's you one, and it's a whole lot of people that you're interviewing with. So I've heard some of my guys who interview at like, big companies or hospitals, they might be sitting down with 6 people. And it could be something from like the building manager, the facility manager, the engineer, the chief engineer, this guy, that guy, you never know. And if you're gonna be working in the mechanical side, at some point, they're gonna ask you how things work mechanically to demonstrate your knowledge about how things work and talk about the things that you have done in the past. So that's what we're gonna be doing here, right? So everybody who's here to interview, we have our panelists here. Now, this guy, Roger, because it's his fault that I'm having a job fair. He told me his company was looking for mechanics, so it's like, okay, but his boss should be coming too.
But I can do everything.
Well, no, he's representing his company. Now, Roger's going to come up here, so everybody who comes in with a company or a building, they're going to talk about their company. They're going to talk about their building. They're going to talk about what they're looking for. Another thing that we're trying to accomplish here, what happens a lot of times, when you go to these job fairs, there will be different types of jobs. Entry-level jobs, medium-level jobs, intermediate, high-level jobs, and people always focus on that high-level job where maybe their skill level is at an intermediate or beginner level. So I want to take the pressure away from the people that have the job opportunities to say, listen, I might not like you for that $50, $60 an hour job, but that $20, $30 an hour job that can work your way up to that $50, $60 an hour job is an option. So this way, you come, we can talk, we can ask you about some different things. So we have AC equipment here, we have pumps, we have motors. We couldn't squeeze the Scott Marine boiler into this space, so we have virtual things. So we have one of our team members here, he has 30 plus years of experience in boiler operation. So they're gonna ask you questions. What is this? What is that? So if you say you have boiler experience, because in HVAC and building engineering, not everybody works with everything, but it depends on the company. Some companies, like ours, we do everything. Some companies do very specific things. So, Roger's gonna come up first. He's gonna talk about his company, Infinity, what they do, what they're looking for, and then we're gonna have the job seekers come up, and then it's gonna be a grilling job.
So I'm from Infinity Contracting Services in College Point. We are primarily an HVAC company. We do everything from installation, service, to knock-in.
What's thin knocker?
Ductwork. If you don't know what a tin knocker is, don't apply. We do everything. We come in, we could be installing a cooling tower. We could be installing a chiller. We could go anywhere from 1,000-ton chiller to a mini split, right? You gotta be pretty versatile to the field. We're a local 638 shop. I'm on the B side. B side means that we do the service. A side is the steam fitter, the pipe fitters. They come in and do 2 inches. They give a black pipe 2 inches and up, is the A side guys. Okay. We also have local 28, which is the thin knockers. That's the gentleman that work with the sheet metal. We have a sheet metal shop on site. We have, that's pretty much it. We work with all city and state contracts, everything from Rikers Island to Freeport. We work at almost every city, public school, hospital. So DCAS is an oversight. Yeah, we work with all city and state agencies. Any questions, guys?
Let's have some other team members talk. So, Shabbat, you talk. So I know you're hiring, but you talk about your experience and the types of questions, you know, your background in your field that you're going to be building on.
So the reason we were having this today, what I spoke to Tauris about, is we're trying to get some good mechanics in the field. I'm looking for journeymen, right? If we get some helpers or intermediate guys, that's fine too. But we're looking for full mechanics at our company, right? To get into a van and to be able to dispatch you down to South Street Seaport, up to the Riverside Health Center. I need you to go to the Audubon. We're all over the city bouncing around. You're gonna get dirty. It's not a, it's not a clean job. We could be working on that, something 10 times bigger than that, something as technical as that, or you could end up working on that boiler right there, right? All in the same day. Our shifts are long, we get, it's unlimited overtime. When I say unlimited overtime, you can work as much as you possibly can. I got weeks where I'm doing almost 48 hours overtime. Forget about my 40-hour regular week, I'm doing 40 hours overtime. And we do pay way over. So this is a company that you can make somewhere between 200, 300, depending on how much you guys are able to, you can make good money. That's a 50 contract.
Sure. Hi, my name is Sharaf Patel. I basically specialize in building automation. I've touched everything you can think of, from Metasys to Siemens, Distech, Honeywell. Those are the 5 big players, and my field is it's a lot smaller tool bag than Rod, for example. I'm not carrying like a really, really big. I'm not carrying anything over like 30 pounds really, ever. But my specialization, anything that's that has HVAC in a commercial building, there are some set of controls. And you need to understand how those controls work, how it operates the heating and cooling system, as well as how the plant or the general building works. And basically I specialize in making it so that a watch engineer can operate the whole building in one centralized location. Things I usually look for is what your background is with controls or HVAC, how much electrical knowledge you have. There is an IT component. It doesn't have to be, you don't need to have like a degree in IT to do what I do. Actually, you don't need a degree to do what I do in general. But you do need to have a desire to learn, and you must have the aptitude to figure out like big general problems, like how HVAC works.
Okay, fine. So, what's your experience?
Good afternoon, everybody. Ray Hughes. I've been in the power plant industry now for about 25 years. Started off with low pressure boilers. From then I went up. I used to work out in Queens, Ravenswood, the cogen plant. Big Alice, as a lot of you guys might know it. 2200 PSI steam. et cetera, et cetera. I got on with the maintenance crew from there. Operations, my biggest thing with that, what I do is I just work on pumps. You know, you're the HVAC guy, you got condenser pumps, you got chilled water pumps, even on the heating, you got feed water, everything has a pump. Does the same thing, move water. So I work for the city, I also have my own company, RCH Mechanical, and I just work on pumps. You know, pumps and motors, that's just about it. You know, bearings on motors. I was at Montreal Hospital yesterday, I just changed out the pulley for a customer, you know. So my man said here, you know, you apply yourself that there's money on top of money on top of money. Electrical, I'm basic with it. I'm nowhere near this gentleman right here, I'm pretty sure of, you know. So my suggestion, no matter what it is, because there's so many, it's operations, it's control, it's being a mechanic. Just pick one thing that you enjoy doing and do it. You know, another thing also, invest in yourself. You get in the overtime, buy your own tools. Tools do the job. You know what I mean? There's plenty of times like I also am operator, I'm an engineer for the city. So a lot of downtime, you know, how much more can I be on my phone? You know, how much titties can I look at in the fucking 8 hour day? So, you know, there's other things to do. You know, apply yourself, you know. I just took a ultrasound course. And I just spent $6,000 on my own device, so I was at a location the customer didn't know if the bearings on the motor or the pump was shot. It's in the boiler room. Came back the next day with the this and the that, put it on, I can tell you exactly what's going on. You know, so you just be surprised. You never know where this could take you, you know. I've made good money and hopefully it'll continue to be like that. All right, gents? All right, Jessica?
How much PSI?
Big Al's was 2,200 at the garage, coaching plant. 2,200 PSI, 1,000 degree reheat, 1,000 degree superheat, you know.
Berto?
As soon as you said that, the safety guy stood up.
How y'all doing? My name is Alberto Gutierrez. I'm the safety director here at Tauris Tech. I'm a safety engineer. I've been a health and safety professional for 26 years. I'm the guy that's gonna pull up on your site and watch what you're doing, okay? See what you're doing. I won't stop you from doing what you're doing. I'm gonna let you do your job. But if I do see you doing some unsafe behavior, we're gonna pull to the side and we're gonna talk about it. I don't talk to you like a child. I talk to you like a man, like an adult, right? And my job, inherently what I do slows you down. I get it. What I do slows you down, right? There's a lot of trying to make a square edge rounded, okay? And there's a lot of steps that we can take that can put our lives in danger. This is how we make our money. These are our money makers, okay? You take away one, you're making half the money. You take away the other one, you gotta do something all completely different, okay? So my job isn't to keep you from doing what you're doing. My job is to help you find a solution to make sure that it's safely being done. Because there's another job after this, there's another job after this, there's a big job coming down the road. And again, if you ain't got these to work with, what are you doing? Okay? I'm also a source, a good resource for any kind of safety or any kind of engineering. We can come up with a solution. You know, we don't necessarily always have the lead time to build in safety systems. Sometimes we have to be reactive. Tauris had to do that this morning. Tauris was on a job, on an emergency job this morning. This is the hottest day of the year, right? So some of us are coming from jobs, we've been sweating all day, things like that. But when we do have that lead time and I can get in on a job prior to us being there, we can kind of understand the lay of the land. We can understand what these property managers need to be doing prior to us getting there. Okay, a few weeks ago, we started to use chillers. Okay, excuse me, started to use cooling towers, right? These cooling towers have been sitting dormant, you know, until you don't need it until you need it. And when you need it, you need it. All of these cooling towers have Legionnaires already in them, right? They already have Legionnaires already in them. So there's testing that needs to be done. We've got to hold some of these property managers accountable for the testing that needs to be done. And it's not once a year, it's not twice a year, it's every week. Okay, so some of those things that we have to do to make sure that these property managers are doing what they need to do before you get in it. We're exposed every time we're in there. So we got to make sure that the men, the women, the professionals that we put in there, that it's a safe environment before they get there. Okay? Nice to meet everybody. Mr. Tauris, tell us about your experience.
Oh,
Come on.
most of life forgot.
It still counts.
What do you want me to do?
Let's talk about your experience. You probably know more about this stuff than we do.
Hi, my name is Patel. I retired from the portfolio heating plant with Wadiaga. We used to have a 50 million BTU called the generator. We generated 385 degree water to hit another water 180 degree, and then we hit the whole terminal. So we used to have a pump, we used to have a air handling unit, and we troubleshoot everything's by shift work. When we go to shift, we watching the pressure, we watching the temperature, then we always control the different various, side job, and that's it. Working, also fire safety, in case sprinkler system, dry system, residential system. That's it.
Okay. All right. So our job seekers. Who wants to go first?
But I have a question.
Yes.
When you were working with those high pressure, or do you guys have outside vendors coming in, or that's all done in-house?
It used to be all done, most of it was done in-house. I never really went back to the turbines, GE comes. They have the fuel containers, and they come in and they set up shop. I got some pictures, I'll show them to you. It's in the door. And they come and do.
They're not even actually.
They don't have
This is my Okay, so guys, we have a gentleman here who has his refrigeration license. So like he got a refrigeration license with us, he got a refrigeration license with us, someone. He's too busy making all the overtime to actually go take the test, but so the gentleman has his Q99, but his background is not in mechanical. So he's nervous. You don't have to be nervous. Like, the reason why I started Tauris Tech, funny enough, was I was working for 32BJ. 32BJ is basically a fire life safety director, concierge, doorman type union, right? So I would be training people who would not have a lot of mechanical experience, and I would say, well, you gotta find a way to get some. Get some training, like, go. When I say this is a job fair, like, we do jobs. If you want experience, you can say, hey, what are you doing? Can you use a hand? Like, who knows, right? There are companies that right now in this industry, these guys will tell you sometimes you just need an extra body. We have a facility, I posted a video a couple of weeks ago where the BMS is on the first floor, the equipment is up on 5 stories above, and I'm running back and forth between the rooftop units and the BMS because I have nobody with me to actually look at this stuff. So sometimes just being present is something, but also you have your refrigeration license, right? Why did you get your refrigeration license if it is not to work in the field, either as an HVAC mechanic, technician, installer, or as a building engineer? So you have to look at it like, either I did it for a purpose or I wasted my time. We are not here to embarrass anybody. If you ever seen my videos, like I try to help people, not embarrass people. So just come up. So again, don't worry about what you don't know. Let's just see what you do. And you can talk about yourself. And like I said, somebody might say, hey, this is a young man that's willing to work, which is actually a unique thing right now. Not everybody actually wants to work. So, all right, go on. Introduce yourself. Tell us what you do.
Hello, young guys. My name is James Dolby. I currently work as a fire life safety director. I finished my training at Turner last year, and currently I just work as a FSDA.
How long have you been working as a fire life safety director?
6 years.
6 years? What type of building you work in?
Mostly office.
So, okay, that's commercial building. Do they have engineers in your building? So that's how you find out about the whole process of the engineers. So, you don't have to name the building or name the company that you work for, but technically speaking, buildings are supposed to put out engineer opportunities to the staff of that building before they put it out there in any type of publication.
Sometimes.
Well, that's not true, because buildings are supposed to inform their staff before they inform anybody else. It should be like in the lunchroom, but it isn't always there. And this is why I always tell people, you have to make sure you're going out there and finding opportunities for yourself, because I'm pretty sure the engineers said, hey, get your license, they know you, they might throw you a job, right? That was, even if they said, that was the impression I was getting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, we got equipment here. Tell me of the things that are up here, forget about these oil things. What do you recognize?
Compressor, centrifugal,
Secure board.
centrifugal, motor, pump.
Right. Over there, we got three. So skip the box, that's a vehicle, but it's not working, so we're not gonna use it today. So the big green thing, what's the big green thing?
Looks like a portable industrial AC.
AC, okay. What else? Hey, just tell me what you recognize.
Refrigerator fan.
On the AC, what do you recognize on the AC?
Compressors, motors, belt-driven,
Belt-driven what?
belt-driven motors.
So when you were at the, getting your license, did they show you any equipment?
Yeah, they did.
Okay. Did you work on any equipment?
Well, it was mostly online, so I didn't really.
Oh, it's independent, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do they have the opportunity as a legacy student for you to, see anything?
I mean, they had stuff like around always in certain areas, but it wasn't like fully available.
Okay. So for our panel here, right? Because we're not just here to, again, we're not here to embarrass people at all. So somebody in his position, he already has a refrigeration license. He's worked in the commercial field for several years, which is a good thing. Listen, if you work for 6 years someplace, they haven't fired you, it actually counts for something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what recommendations would we have for the job?
What is not the speed limit?
Pretty much protect the building from fires.
So, the panel goes off, your sound comes off.
We acknowledge, respond, give an announcement if necessary, evacuate if necessary.
What about the controls? Do you do control wires?
Pretty much, we don't really fix the fire command, we just respond to it.
Do you go with them? Like when they,
No, we don't go up, we just send whoever needs to go wherever they need to go.
for the fires, for
Yeah.
so those guys, so typically, right, that's like a whole separate industry, fire, but they do pretty well, and it does cross over to my industry where they have relays, because anything that has a fan on it will have,
Oh, yeah, it's
will have a shut off.
connected to the,
Yeah, so sometimes it's good to kind of just figure out how the wiring of that is, and then it will help you understand, like, okay, this is how my panel is made up. So if you're at like I forgot what it's called, it's a red box, and you can know, oh, this is a relay, this is how it's connected back to my fire fan. Because sometimes you'll have an engineer that, oh, I need you to shut up the fire alarm for a floor or a unit, this way they can work on it. But then, it's good to know, like, oh, like, this is what I'm actually doing when I shut it off, right?
It's disabling points or disabling roof floors.
Yeah, so it's a good way to kind of like understand like just the electronics of it, and you can kind of grow from it actually.
Yeah.
Do you like
Do you understand the panel? Do you understand the panel, like how the panel was wired itself? The bell alarms?
Yeah, mostly everything's connected to all the devices in the building.
Were you able to troubleshoot it, like if the panel was down or?
No, that's a different set of guys that come in to troubleshoot.
if you had to
Like, they technically need a whole other license to troubleshoot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
I work in the building, we're not allowed.
Right.
Okay.
They touch it.
Whole nother-
Crossfire zone
Yeah.
comes in.
Okay, I understand. Do you have like fire smoke dampers or anything?
Yeah, all that's important, but we don't work on those. That's either the S98 guys, Crossfire guys, or whatever other company they call.
Because you'll find like guys will jump out these fire smoke dampers sometimes because the end switch will stop the VFD from coming on. So sometimes you want to like just pay attention to what's going on. This way you can at least know like, oh, this fan is open but it's loose or something. You know, sometimes you just need to know like, oh, I saw the damper, it looks like it's off. I think it's connected to my fire smoke damper, but the reasoning of like why it's related to the HVAC is important. Because this is why sometimes that's a conversation you have. And you'll understand like this outside air damper is affecting this unit, it provides the outside air.
Yeah, we have to pretty much monitor all that. But again, it falls more on engineering, which
Yeah.
I feel right now.
It's big. My overtime last night was exactly what we talked about the FSD. We went to a school, we had to go check, they thought the fire dampers were closed. And, you know, usually when the buildings call us in, we appease them, we say, oh, okay, we'll act like we're taking notes, and then we went and check the blower, it was running the wrong rotation. We changed it, and then we bought that fixed for some hours. So, that's what we did. And then we came downstairs and we said, yeah, you have 12 dampers here, 6 over here. Acted like we knew what we were talking about. And then this morning, I was at number 2, same shit.
Be for what you know, not what you do.
But this morning was different though. There was a lot of them closed, and then we said, you know what, screw this. We need an overhaul, we gotta get guys in here to go check out all the FSDs, every single VAV box, and we need the whole 9 yards. It became a whole to do. So, you've been in the field for 6 years now,
Yeah.
right? It's a union job?
No. Well, the old company I was wasn't, this new one is, they don't have, it's more, it doesn't really correlate with engineering.
I don't want to throw you, ask to get too personal, but what's the pay like in what you're doing right now? Is it between like 40 and 60, 60 and 80, 80 and 100?
It's much less, so just, I'm open to, starting.
Because if you come into the union, right, like, let's say, are you interested in coming into HVAC, or are you more interested in going to buildings?
Right now, buildings.
Buildings, right. Because I can't really speak for buildings, I can speak about, I don't know if you saw me, I was living in my van. We're van guys, and we drive in from job to job to job. If you're interested in coming into a van, if we were to get you into the union, they start you at 15 an hour for the first 6 months, right? After the first 6 months, they jump you to 20 an hour. That's a 6-month marker. From the 6-month marker to the first year marker, you're making 20. At your first year marker, you're making about 24, 25, don't quote me on it, it's in that ballpark. By your second year, third year, you're 30 to 40 years, and you start making more money. It's based off the scale of the new, right? For the help that gets first year man, 2-year man, 3-year man, you're not negotiating your rates. On your first anniversary, you're just getting a raise. On your second year anniversary, you just notice your check gets bigger. Third year, fourth year, And then the only time that you do kind of get evaluated is when you ask for your journeyman. That's between your fourth year and journeyman. That point you're gonna ask is, what can you do with that? Can you be evaluated? Right. But that doesn't stop there. Between your journeyman, you continuously ask more skill, right? So the average mechanics that I'm friends with or go around, they can get $10, $20, $30 over skill. And skill right now is about $40. We're doing buildings, maybe you got to add on.
Sorry, what was the question?
With the buildings, is there anything that you guys could?
My encouragement to him, my friend, he was a fire safety director.
Right.
And they wouldn't give him a chance. He had his Q99. They wouldn't give him an opportunity. he was a handyman, he has like background, but they wouldn't give him a chance, so I told him, listen, the building where I'm at, you're looking for a handyman, you're handy with tools, get in there.
Right.
When my chief gives you an opportunity, looking for guys, like Tauris said, apply.
And the old people, yeah.
Right, apply, and then first they didn't want to give it to him, but he kept on pressing on it, so don't get discouraged. And I was a security guard, they wanted to give me, I had my ticket, oh, you got no experience. So I went to get all my COS. Until somebody said, do you have a recovery machine, or whatever, you know, that, or fire watch,
Yeah, it's not
Fire guard.
I get it.
Right.
Even if they don't wanna hire you, man, whatever, there's plenty of them.
right, eventually they hire.
Don't hang around one place too long, you know. Even if, you know, you're around, you might not know what the equipment does, so like, you might be going to do a job or something, you stop to look and go over your head, repetition, you know what I mean? You take over there, you know, that's all.
Exactly, yeah, don't get discouraged, that
Don't
happens.
can't be discouraged, you know. Something's always going on, life just keeps on life, you know?
I don't want to make work like push you to do something that you don't want to do. Sometimes getting in that vein, maybe just a few years.
It does see different systems, though, that open you up.
It does, whatever building I walk into, they try to coach me. I mean, it doesn't matter what building I'm going into. With the city unit places, I've been offered almost every position, DOE, from custodial engineer to, what do you call it, like, the mechanics, the guys who are running around doing the pumps, the machinists, the electricians, they're always trying to recruit you. You know, like what we do, and they're like, you should do that. That thing will get you, you're rolling in a month. You know, it's almost like the army, right? If you're enlisted and then you become an officer, people are gonna really salute you. If you just start off as an officer, we all look at you like.
Because that's good, because you see all different types of systems in front of the field, you know? And then you build your portfolio, just get you right on together.
I have to say, since I was outside of the guys in the field, you're like you're standing a little taller now. He was like, let's stand down to the side. So let me tell you something. When these guys will tell you, like I have checklists with all of our students and different things like that. You have to have a network. I worked in Turner School for 10 years, and then I worked at 32 BJ for 4 years. And the problem I always had was, when that class ended, you didn't speak to anybody. The teacher didn't speak to anybody. If you didn't get somebody's number in that class, you have no support group. You pass the class, you're going to do the written test, you got to do that on your own. You come back and do the practical class, you take the test, you fail, you're on your own. So that's not what we do. So you got a little confidence for these guys, tell me a little bit, little ideas about your career paths. So I have your resume. The companies, even if they didn't come, you know, we'll still be circulating resumes and things like that. But don't feel bad. You know, Turner wasn't that bad, but 32 BJ, it would take like 4 or 5 years to get your refrigeration license, right? That's probably why you went to Turner, right? Because you had to do all these prerequisites and things like that.
Well, it was the first one I recognized.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was at Turner, people at 32 BJ, people had already been going to school for 3 or 4 years. I had people where they've been going to school for 20 years, but they just kept quitting and coming back, right? And what you don't want is to feel like your time is wasted.
Yeah.
You are where you are, you got to figure out where to go from here. All right? So let's give this other gentleman a chance to come. Huh? You don't want to go up? Why not?
I've been up since yesterday. I'm about to leave in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about yourself.
Oh, I'm working. I work for the MTA.
Okay.
Yeah, I do just cleaning, just for maintenance and
Oh, that's fine.
got my Q1 and then Turner.
Nice.
And you know, trying to get in the field and you know, like he was saying, don't get discouraged because I had an issue today with local 94. Where
What was the issue?
basically he brought me in just to say sorry. It's wasting your time.
Wait. So it was the chief or it was somebody?
He
Chief.
reached out to me through email.
The chief reached out to you?
Yeah.
So you saw your resume and he was like, I
Yeah,
gotta
so
talk
my
to you.
resignation, yeah, he reached out and emailed and said, hey, how you doing? I have a tour for 4 to 12 Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And like, to the interview, I was like, oh, I was like, yeah, I wrote back quick. Like, yes, you know, I have no experience, so I'm trying to get my foot in the door.
Yeah.
So he says, when can you come in? I said Friday. It'll be there at 11 a.m.
Okay.
No problem. Get there at 10:50, I'm in the lobby, I have no, hey, how you doing? come here. He said, my guy, come get you.
Yeah.
The assistant chief come get you.
Yeah.
So we're walking, he said, so what school did you go to? Internal, this, he said, okay. So do you know, like, is 4 to 12 good for you? So I'm thinking, oh wow, yeah. I'm like, okay, they decided, oh, this is it. So I was like, yeah, 4 to 12 is good, Monday to Friday. He's like, okay. So do you kind of remember, the stuff in Chile, you were walking around? I'm like, yeah, I remember some parts. He says, okay, I know you don't have, experience, you're not in the field yet. And he asked me, did you ever go to a plant before? I said, yes, on Turner, when we went to the PAC train.
Yeah.
Reciprocating,
Yeah.
talking to him. So we're sitting down and everything's good. Then the chief comes and he's all, I'm sorry, I was taking care of something. He sits down, and then he says, oh, how you doing, Marco? And I shake his hand. And he says, okay, so you're local 94? I said, no. Yeah, I'm from outside. He's like, oh, I thought you, I said, no, my resume is right on his desk. He printed it out already. So I was like, no, read it. There's no experience, there's no job, it's just Turner School with my license. He was like, oh. Then he's like, you don't have COS, right? I said, no. He said, I can't hire you because 94 wants them first before I even decided for you. I said, you reached out to me, you can have seen that.
I don't know if that's, so the Denver Local 94, great union, but they will force you, they hire you, they will force you to go to school for 2 years.
That's fine.
So like, you can
That's
get
what
on
I'm
the
thinking. And I
COS.
read their contract where it says you got 2 years to get your COS.
Yes.
5 of them. He's telling me, I can't hire you, can't do nothing with you. He said, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
So, okay. So do we have, come on.
I don't want to be my handler.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so guys, what would you recommend for him? No, what would you recommend for him?
Me?
Get the
So
COS.
If you're already in NTA, the first thing that
Power engineers.
pump and ventilation mechanics, do some things, like that. Good job, good money.
People will change it, you take a test, you think it takes.
There's provisional jobs.
And they really don't have it. They really don't have it. That look, they don't have it.
We've got provisional positions too.
You can just see what's there on their own, you don't have to wait.
No, I know that, but he saw my resume, there is no COS. So I was thinking, come on, like, you read my resume, then you email me to come in.
So here's what I would recommend. Send him an email, say thank you for the opportunity.
Okay.
I'm going to get the COS. You can go down to the fire department, get the books, the ones you need, sprinkler standpipes, smoke detector, alarm.
Send it for them and just see. And so people, no matter what happens with that, don't let it deter you. Keep doing whatever you got to.
Well, it's
It's happening today, so it's a little.
Yeah, it's discouraged on what I meant.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you're dressed a little nice for this, this
Yeah, I
job.
came from there, that's it, from here now too. So that was my little thing.
But the interviewing is a skill all by itself.
Yeah.
You want to go on as many interviews as possible. Because in the very beginning, assuming, so what you said, okay, you're for the MTA, you're doing a cleaner. Another thing, you kind of said, I'm just a cleaner. All work is good work.
Well, I do have my automotive knowledge. That's another thing. I can do transmission, suspension, do all that. I use my hand. But
You're fine.
yeah.
But that's the thing. A lot of people, when they talk about what they do, look at this guy. Let's see. What's up, man? A lot of people, when they talk about what they do, a lot of people put themselves down. And there's nothing worse that you can do on a job interview than to down yourself. Why should I hire you if you don't even believe that you're qualified for this job? But one thing you cannot do, you cannot lie on a job interview. You can say, I think I know this, I think I know that. The one thing I always tell my students is, so you know cars, right? I know nothing about cars. But if you look at a lot of these things, I'm pretty sure some things will look kind of familiar to what you will see on a car, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at this compressor right there, what does that look like?
What's an AC?
No, what does it look like? It looks like an engine. In a lot of ways, that reciprocating compressor is exactly the same as an engine, right? The only difference is no spark and no combustion, right? So you always have to look at what you bring to the table. That's why I was saying, you're like, no. Like, I'm not gonna come in, I heard one of my students, he put a post for a job on LinkedIn. And it was like, he was spitting in people's faces. Because he was like, I don't want people with this, and I want people with that. And I understand because you have people with no experience that come in and say, I want $40 an hour, I want every weekend off, I want this, and that. And employers are super frustrated right now. That's literally the whole reason why I'm having this. I thought a bunch of employees, they keep telling me they're looking for people. I know the jobs are out there. It's literally the hottest day of the year right now, right? So the work is there. When you walk in there, you have to sell yourself. And it's hard sometimes because, unfortunately, with the refrigeration license, I've been teaching it for 20 years, people think that's the goal. People think that's going to get them a job. It is not going to get you a job. You have to do, just like the COS, there's a whole lot of other things that you may have to do. You know why I said you need the COS? It's for the same reason you need the QO1. Buildings are not paying engineers because they like engineers. They're paying engineers because by law, if the fire department or the building department walks in and they say you have that piece of equipment and you don't have the COF that goes along with that, here's a fine. That's the only reason why they're paying the amounts that they pay. And because the engineers are tied to the building equipment, that person has to have all those COFs as well. So we got a sprinkler system, you gotta have that, standpipe, smoke detector, fire alarm. If they have an air compressor, you gotta have an air compressor, but that's it. So, you said, oh man, I'm bummed out this. No, you know a chief engineer in Local 94. He knows you. You exist to him. Because a lot of times when you put your resume on these websites, the first thing they do it, that's why I told everybody you have to send your resume. Because it's not AI, but it's some kind of computer thing where it'll go, you don't have this, and that, and it'll spit you out. That person, now I hope you didn't give him you wasted my time.
Thank
Thank you for the opportunity.
I didn't see no.
You have his email?
Yeah, his email.
You have his phone number?
Yeah, his phone number.
You have an email and phone number. You know how many people would kill to have an email and phone number of somebody local 94, a chief engineer? So, again, if I were you, the fire department's probably closed right now, Monday morning. Actually, you go to the website. You can download the COF material from the website.
Everything's on the website.
Everything's on the website. Tauris Tech has courses, but you can study on your own, take them, and commit yourself to getting those 5 COFs this week, and then call him or email him and say, thank you, I would like a second opportunity now that I have X, Y, Z. Does that make sense?
And you'll have to take 2 at a time and go down.
Yeah.
You have to take 2.
You can take more than 2.
More than 2?
Yeah, I took 5. I took 5. I didn't know I could take 5. As long as you book it online in advance, you can take as much as you want.
So one of our friends just showed up here. From where? Yeah. Of course.
Let me just say something to all the job seekers here and the job seekers that are online. I've done workforce development for 26 years, okay? And where you are right now is way past what a lot of these entry-level job seekers are looking for, right? And he said something that you need to include in your vocabulary, which is mechanically inclined, okay? Literally mechanically inclined. So it's these things that you know about you that we didn't know, okay? You're the sharpest dressed man in this room right now, right? I thought I was going to interview with you. So and the thing about it is it's always a good opportunity to interview for jobs, even if you have no intention of going for that job. I interview a lot. I haven't worked for anybody in 10 years, and I interview all the time. Because I might be told something, there might be something that's attractive about this job. It's the same thing that Raj is saying. He gets thrown jobs all the time. And I'm sure he throws a left or right ear at it to hear what it's about, for sure. And say, no, that's okay. So I would continue to interview. It's a good skill to interview and to sharpen up what your spiel is. I didn't really think I was going to be speaking at this thing, but Tauris says, hey, come up. So I got a built-in spiel that I say over and over and over, right? I need to get to meat and potatoes. Let me introduce you to who I am, and then, I'm introducing you with this hand, okay? And then I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to do with me with this hand, okay? What kind of opportunity is there? And if it's not an opportunity where we can do business, where we can immediately do business and I can work for you, it's a solid contact. And it sounds like you made a solid contact with that individual today. which could work for you later on down the line. Right? So all you job seekers, when you're looking for something, you got a job right now, it's called looking for one. You got a job right now called looking for one. Even if you have it, if you're employed right now, you're still, your eyes are on the prize and you're looking down, and it's not just looking down the street. You're looking down the street, you're taking a sharp right, okay, and you're still looking. So that's what this whole thing is about. That's what this whole thing is about. So, you know, I heard a lot of positives from what you just said. Okay? And so all of us job seekers, we got to keep on doing that. Raj and I, we keep doing it.
He said a very good point. It's 10 jobs, apply for all of them. Because eventually, the entry will be easier and easier and easier. You know, even the jobs even for a chief position, you know? Once you do make engineering stuff like that, apply for them. You know, repetition, then when you really get the job you want, you're already going to be groomed on what to say and how to do what you want. You know, so that's the
Can I throw something else? Flexibility, and I think I was speaking to you about the flexibility as well. You're wanting to walk into a building and get a position that's usually reserved for nephews, cousins, and uncles. That's just the reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that the guy needs somebody from 94. He could post up to the union, whatever the case may be. I mean, that's how I see it. You know, his wife just called him right before he walked in, and he goes, "Remember, don't forget your nuts." Okay? So you don't really know what happened, right? Okay? Neighbor's kid is coming to age. Okay? So, flexibility. Remember I said I started in the MTA? Right? And then from MTA I went to school, XYZ. This field, you gotta kind of be versatile, mechanically inclined. You might end up starting off with boilers. You still got your ticket, you got your reefer, right? You might turn around and end up at a big plant, doing something else. You might turn around and do something, keep your goal in mind. Once your resume builds up, you go to the building. But now, you're not gonna start at the bottom. When you approach the building, you're gonna be approaching as a journeyman, right? So at local 94, you're gonna pay for $40, $50 an hour. I don't know what the scale is right now for training. Yeah, we walk in a nice space, man. So they're looking.
Mike is going for.
Hey, you gotta know that building, man. I mean, you walk in there.
Oh, yeah.
The camera, you just don't want to be a camera, right? I mean, if I start pointing at things, do you know what's what, or? Yo, YouTube, start studying. Because you're saying that, look, I'm gonna take care of this building. I mean, if I went and sat down at an interview and said, look, hire me, I'm gonna be one of the guys that takes care of your building engineer, right? I gotta know plumbing, I gotta know electrical, I gotta know how to sheet rock, I gotta pretty much, listen, you're a jack of all trades at that point, right? And so if I point to a blower motor, I should just be like this, that's a blower motor, right? What's that? I walked up in here and I said, that was, right? What is that? Right? It's like some X-Men shit, like, what is that, right? But I sit there, I look at it for a few minutes and I'm able to figure it out, because I know what all the components are. Right, okay, all right, that's what it is, right? It's a heat pump, it's with this, it's with that. You know, I heard him say something about water, oh, it's a water condenser, okay, got you. It's a water source heat pump, right? I'm able to put it together with constant study, right? And you're not gonna, last thing, you're not gonna be able to get all of that going in the exact path that you wanna go. It's not gonna be clean, right? I've never showed up to a mechanical interview in a suit yet. This is literally how I show up. Because I'll come up and I'll literally, I walk, I sit in there, I'm not trying to take away from something great that you're doing, but I'm also trying to be practical in how to get these jobs. I walk in and I'm covered in grease. I might add a little piece of grease over here. And I walk in and be like, listen, I'm coming from work. Okay, where you work, blah, 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 blah. Start chopping it. We're mechanics with fronts. We're the guys who never made it to the suit. So you gotta speak to the, you gotta hustle, right? This is a hustle too, right? So you're coming in and they're like, look at this clean guy. What behind the ears, right? Come in there dirty. Put some mud on you. You know? I don't know. Not everybody's gonna agree to that, but.
No, I agree 100% with that. I never go to school. If anything, with a new shirt, new jeans, clean, you know, and In this field, that's the type of approach, you know, we're not sitting at the desk all day, you know, this is what we do.
I think been trouble. If you go like that, you go like supervisor.
Look, when I look at this outfit, I'm seeing, okay, yo, he spent some money, that's all the environmental shirt, all this stuff, right? Like, listen, within our world, we got, nuances. Remember, I kind of walked over you guys, and I smiled at you, but I looked at him. He had the Carhartt t-shirt on. Same as me.
Yeah.
We buddies.
I bought that day,
Right?
in New York on 6th Avenue.
Right. When I seen him, I was just kind of like, oh, my brothers. Straight up, that's what I think, right? He's my I can build with him, right?
You know, I want to say something. When I finished, I was a security guard. I went to Turner, and then I couldn't get a job. And then my friend offered me an apprenticeship at an AC shop, and I started as and I finished my apprenticeship, and then I went to a building, and they said, oh, you know how to solder? You know, okay, now I know.
How old were you when you started the apprenticeship?
Very late. I'm 56 now. but I've been a 94 guy for 15 and a half years and 7 years with 38.
I went to Turner when I was 28.
And I had no experience, so I'm encouraging everyone,
What do you think is critical?
no, non-union, I had to pay out of pocket. All the CFO, what do you call it, student fitness, pay out of my pocket. I'll ask the engineer, yo, where'd you get that? I went to the fire department. And that's how it started.
No, I started the field when I was 28. So
I started around 30.
that's fine.
I got both of you, 35.
I've had students. So gee, how old were you when you started with me?
You got
No comment.
Guys, let me
I
tell
could
you
be his
something.
dad.
One of the biggest issues right now is age discrimination against older people. I'll take 1 good year out of a 6-year-old than I would. You get 1 month out of a young person that's not properly motivated, and doesn't really want to work. It's a waste of time.
Absolutely. If you know what you're doing, get a job. They don't care how old you
They don't
are.
care.
You're a walking encyclopedia. That's it.
Also, this is a dying field. I go to certain places, people with refrigeration tickets, food tickets, and don't know what goddamn. Don't know, ain't this crazy? You know?
Yes,
It's terrible. So, you
Yeah, for a leaky pipe. I don't know. I got something.
So, a big reason for that leads to people stop going to the mechanical side. When I took my practical, it was a verbal practical. So you actually had to go into a machinery room and somebody would actually ask you, what is that? What do you do in case of this? What do you do in case of that? And that went away. You too, right? Yeah. That went away. And at the time, it was like a big centrifugal chiller and a big reciprocating chiller and pumps and all this stuff. And you actually had to physically know equipment. Now, I'll be honest, for the last 17 years, I've been making simulators for the new test. So it's not that I'm saying that's bad, but that's not all there is.
Wait, this is simulated?
No, this is 3D scan. This is 3D scan. I want to show you a simulator. Let's see here. It's fancy. You actually saw that in New York.
Oh, yeah.
Once, we did it, remember? When we were in the
Yeah.
building?
I was walking around with his notes.
What's how you went around it's in front of the camera, and like, whoa.
I am all about technology. I'm all about using technology to train people, but it's gotten to a point where it is a limiting factor in people's understanding of what they need to do to get the jobs. Because, and listen, there are people working in this business that will never pick up a wrench. There are people that literally all they do, they sit on the computer all day. It's a hard day for Sharad if he has to do with a screwdriver. Because he's getting paid for what he knows. And literally, you can type on a computer. I will show you some BMS stuff, but it's kind of secret. But you can type on a computer and you can do this work all day long, but you have to have the knowledge. The problem is, if you can't even tell me like any of the parts of the system, it's going to be a problem, for you to go to that next level. So, all right, this is our app here. Let's scan in here.
Welcome to the Tauris training app.
You got same boiler room.
Of course, you got to change universal order. Would you consider getting in a van?
So this is how much I'm into technology.
Because I could get you probably with some big companies. Local security.
So guys, sure you put your email, your phone number.
Leave it up on Taurus.
Right. There you go. It's that same room. That's the office. Right? But in order to do that, I had to scan that.
What happened to Tari?
Huh?
What happened to Tari?
I use technology. We produce technology on a level most people don't even know. But guess where I was a couple of minutes ago? Crawling under a piece of equipment to get to a unit that had filters so dirty it would make your head explode. Yeah. Let me show you something. This was
I saw it on Instagram.
you saw it?
And she said, I'm healthy.
I don't even know what my Facebook is. Let me see. Probably, I'll figure out. But, guys, this piece of equipment right here, we pulled this out of a space where we pulled out hundreds of feet of dust, and it was all contaminated. And the people, the people inside most spaces, they have no idea what they're actually breathing in. There's a major problem about to hit not just the city, but the entire country because of indoor air quality. So the EPA and the building departments are both working on certifications around indoor air quality, right? So people think I got my piece of equipment, it's just pumping cold air, pumping hot air, I'm good. No, because that cold air produces moisture, that moisture is inside of all your sheetrock, you got mold, you got all types of stuff that you do not want to be breathing in. It's your job, either as a service professional or as a building engineer, to rectify that. It has to be real because there are real consequences. So we've had a couple of more people come in. Anybody with any companies, or is everybody's job seeking? Company? What company?
Blue chip things, I also work with
Okay, yeah. What's going on?
We got more employers than employees.
So you man, you can talk about this stuff.
Yeah, I got my license in, 03. Actually, I was, had to take it in the engine room, so. I was an engineer for like, about 10 years. I was in 94 for about 7 years, and I became a custodian engineer. So 2 different jobs. But far as the field, it's definitely about, like, how I look at it is like, any system that's in the building, you get that cert. From the air compressor to the standpipe, sprinkler, whatever it is, the generator, the chillers, the boilers. And I got about 10 certs in my pocket now. You get every cert that's whatever that building got. Whatever it got. I mean, if it got a fly catcher, get it. Because just make you more marketable. It's a field that's not going nowhere. It's a field that definitely is growing. You can make a lot more money. You can go, like, you can be on your own, from what I've seen. And I've been out for a while, so I'm actually trying to get back in. So, because I'm working for Turner Construction now. That's why I'm lit right now. I just came to work. We're putting up a building right there on 76 in Century Park West. So I'm with Turner as a laborer. So, and the funny thing about it is that working with Turner now, it enhanced me with a lot of stuff because now I'm pulling out stuff. I'm seeing, you know, we gotta take the air quality, we gotta know all this stuff, just as a laborer. So so what I'm doing is it's actually hand in hand with the engineering stuff. So, and I was just in my job, I told the lady this, that, and other. She said, well, give me the resume. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's just over, and I just brought my nephew here, he just got out of high school.
Nice.
And he's actually having a problem with his dad. Dad kind of like told me he gotta go because he don't want to go to college, he want to go to trade school.
First, they got a problem? They got $100,000 to spend?
You know, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So first person I said, I gotta take him to Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Before I was like, you know, even with me, age is not a factor, especially with the service part. You know, the service part is great. You want your service, you get these service contractors, man, it's And then with the service contract, you can go anywhere on the planet, all over the country. You know, but like I said, you know, my problem, I've been trying to get back to Tauris, but I've been working with Turner, you know, we work a lot of hours, and I just can't really, so we talked before, he's like, yo, you make me want something? Nah, not really. So I'm at the point that I just gotta make that decision to just do this.
So Raj, so this is a gentleman, he's been an engineer, he's been custodial engineer, he's working in construction, worked for construction for a couple of years. So you, as a representative for, was it Infinity? So what?
Infinity?
Yeah.
I don't know, Infinity, is that sound?
Infinity contract.
Oh, far as air conditioning refrigeration?
Yeah.
There was this work, they had 1 penny. I was at 1 penny. I was there with them.
Listen, if you had to turn on close by, you would steak dinner right now, okay?
No, I was just with, who was his name? I was with 2 guys from Infinity.
What do they look like?
I mean, was they steam fitters? They were steam fitters.
A-side guy.
They were steam fitters. But I forgot their name. But I was just working with these guys for like about 2 weeks, down to 1 penny. That job is just now over. I'm over at,
Wait, 1 penny, you said, I know they had the steam turbine system over at 1 penny.
they still got it.
They still got it?
They still got it. I was talking to the engineer. He said, right there, trying to get some guys, but they won't let them hire.
Yeah.
I mean, his joint, that system is old. I mean, it's humongous.
It is.
Humongous. But they still use the steam turbine.
But that's Con Ed steam, I don't think that's high pressure over there, right?
No, but they get Con Ed steam.
It's not that, woo, that's about to be expensive.
Yeah, you
That's
know.
about to be
But they got a cold gym too.
They got one?
Yeah, they got a cold gym too. Cause you know, and I'm on all these buildings. First person I'm looking for the engineer. So I've learned a lot, but I think out of all the trades, I like this one the best. And I actually brought my cousin. He's actually trying to do the same thing you're doing, but in the plumbing side. So y'all gonna talk separately.
Oh, listen, you see that unit down there at the end? Yeah, that's a water-cooled heat pump.
Right.
So we have we have proposals out, we're just waiting for the approvals, we're gonna be putting dozens of those things.
Right.
So the plumbing aspect, people don't understand, HVAC is electrical, it's plumbing, it's everything.
It's even
all
more
in
than
one.
carpentry. Yeah. So like I said, you know, yeah. So it's a good field. Just
So Raj, you have a job seeker.
Are you looking for a job?
yes. I'm trying to come back as an engineer. Oh, I'm just service. So the problem with me with the service part is like, because I really never done service. I mean, I know it, you know, I've never done it. So now, because I said Infinity was sound. Was one sound to mechanics?
No, I think.
You know a guy named Brian that owned it?
So,
Brian.
Asian guy.
No, this is talking about. No, you know, he was like, I need a job right now. He said,
I think I know who you're talking about.
he said, yo, I'll give you a job just because you live in Manhattan.
Was that before or after the congestion pricing thing got canceled?
No, he said he won't, he said because guys can't pay
I
him.
said, oh, yeah.
He said, you live in Manhattan? He said, I'll hire you right away. But my only problem with that is that taking a humongous pay cut. I mean, I probably could do it because my kids is grown, but now I gotta get back on the grind.
So he's offering you entry level?
Well, we didn't really get that far.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So, but we definitely spoke like, okay, just send me your resume. But I'm just thinking about it.
I find it like, listen, if you can grind out a year, 2 years, and just get your hands on it, you'll find that when after that 1 year or 2 or year and a half, you command more money than you think. It's just a matter of like knowing what you like. Because once you go to service, I've done service, and you'll see all the different equipment, you get to play around with it, but it's repetitive.
Yeah.
Now,
Same concept.
if you work, you know, I used to be the same guy like Rob used to work at least like 50, 60 hours a week or even more sometimes. But when I figured out like how things work, I found what I liked a little bit more, and then you shift gears and you move to that job. So when I did that, I found that my salary would jump like 10 grand more, 12 grand more, 15 grand more, and then you kind of get a plateau, and it is what it is. You're either gonna start your own company or you're just gonna make this much amount of money and be okay with it. But listen, I'm making $60, $55 an hour.
Not bad.
It's not bad. You know.
So, you know, that's basically why I'm at, so I really made the decision that I'm just gonna really go, because it's kind of slow with the construction.
Construction, by the way. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something.
I got my roof off.
You better do it.
I got my roof off.
Can you break down that unit for me right now? Can you tell me what's about, what's moving about?
You got two-stage compressor. Your fan, you got your PXP, you got the ignition coils right here, look like.
Brother, you can come into a service company and we can post you at Northwell, we can post you at the jobs where we need engineers, right? Like, let's say, anybody that needs a diamond, for instance, right? They'll have guys posted at Northwell, or they are posted in different places. So, don't discount service right away.
Yeah, I'm not never discounted, but I just always took that I would have to take the hit. That's what I was thinking.
With a journeyman, you walk in at 45 a month.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay, I understand that, but I
got medical, dental, vision, you got the full.
Right, that's why I got to be fine with you. I'm just telling you what I was thinking.
Man.
I'm just saying, right? Sometimes, right, you take a little hit. Like I've done that. You take a little hit to learn.
You got your filter dryers, the sight glass.
All right, my coil up there is frosting up on the top.
Okay.
On the back side, right? Or you walked up and they're saying, look, I got ice on my coil that's leaking everywhere.
What's leaking? The water?
Yeah, it's on the ice mountains and stuff like that. So what do you think it could possibly be that's causing the situation?
Icing? I can't take off the back. Let me think. Yes.
Okay.
Icing is I don't know, it's not enough refrigerant going in, something like that.
Common sense is not that common, brother. You really don't know. That's right. You just thinking it through. It could be a bad that you got low pressure.
Low
You got low pressure condition. It could be an absence of, sufficient amount of freon.
Right.
You could have not enough air passing through that coil.
Right. It'd be a clogged.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a fan motor. On the top, you're gonna have your blow motor up there. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the wheel, the belt is loose. You got dirty filters in the back that prevent the air from flowing.
Gotcha.
Right.
Right.
But all of that, you could learn that shit.
Yeah, but once I get into it, I'll flow it.
Right.
Usually like that.
If you're really good at shit, stick it.
I'm here to chop. Give me chop it up. And I'm gonna chop. But I remember last time I was there, you know, we had the meeting. I'm trying to bring outside. From my mom.
Right.
Yeah. So you already. I'll talk to you. But any questions? Any questions?
Well, so let's get another job seeker up here. With
Like 3 miles, what's that?
Huh?
What's that?
That's we had a question.
Okay. What's up right there?
That's a pump.
What's the great thing?
That's what the motor. Yeah, I mean, I'm basic stuff.
All right, who's next? Next job seeker.
Huh?
Bring nothing up.
Come on up. This time, tell me the situation. Tell me what he brand new out of high school, man. This kick it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we're looking for.
My name is Jeremiah Deloach.
Speak up.
Alright, my name is Jeremiah Deloach. I'm 19. I recently graduated high school and I just finished 1 year at college and I decided not to return. So during high school, I went to Dutch Bolsey CTI. I got an HVAC certification and I got my OSHA 10. And to be honest, I wasn't looking forward to going to college. Like, I kind of wished it for my parents. I've been wanting to get into the trade since I was younger, so my grandfather, he did HVAC as well, so he was my other uncle, he does trades as well. He's from California recently. He was telling me he's moving up, he's still making $60 an hour, so I just coming from, oh yeah, my dad, he's an electrician too for the MTA, so I just come from a family of skilled workers. That's usually what I see myself.
You like working hands, and you think you want to do, like, listen, your dad's an electrician, that's like that's a set life job, basically. Being yeah. My dad's an engineer, so I understand that whole having a family in trades. But I don't lift belts, I don't do anything like that, I just do like automation. I do it good for myself. But you're not going in the wrong direction by going to trades. I would say that, and it just depends on what you want to do. You definitely have enough avenues. You just kind of, I would pick something and try it.
Yeah.
Work with somebody,
What you went to school for? Little college.
Oh, for business.
That mean you ever think about being an electrical engineer? You get to work with your hands, mechanical engineer.
Yeah, I'm used to working with mine.
You want to come out and want to be in the field right now.
Yeah.
What do you know?
That's what I'm looking for right now. I'm
What
in close.
do you look at this unit? What do you see?
If you had to put gauges on it, where would you put a gauge on that compressor?
You go right back to notes.
Yes, it's okay not to know, by the way. It's not a requirement.
Wait, you using this compass?
Definitely somewhere. I can't remember.
It's all good.
It's okay.
Look, listen, you're a baby, right? Meaning that you're young. Come into trades, get your foundation in. You can go to controls later. There's so many different options. You may decide to work for a few years and say, you know what? Look, I want to go to college. But you can pay for your own school this time and get electrical engineering, right? If you want to get done, that's right. There's something positive, there's nothing wrong with freely deciding. So, the only information, right? They're hiring helpers right now for the season, right? So you're gonna have to start all the way to rock bottom. When I say the rock bottom, when I first started, I was already a grown man, single father, too, right? I'm talking about guys who crumple up a $20 bill right over my chest table. Listen, put my head down, and I did it, right? See these? I grew up different. So that wasn't my personality, just to pick up the $20 bill and I'll walk and make food. But I had to keep the feet, right?
You'll find that you're a helper very early on. To be honest, if you see like a unique job recruiting, I would apply. Go be on time. Apply for it. They'll get you're only gonna make like $15 an hour. Seriously. But you'll get your certifications, you'll get your experience, and by the time you're like 25, like a station engineer right now makes about, coming out, at least $40, 45. And that's at age like 23, 25, 24. If we get a city job station engineer, it's like almost a $60 job.
Yeah, they want to have pressure.
Yeah.
All the time, even as a helper, you're making $20, $25 an hour.
That's not a walk. They don't know nobody. And then you gotta say, wow,
Jumping around, up and down.
Yeah. And you gotta work your hands. You gotta use your hands. You gotta use your brain because someone's gonna show you the wrong thing. It's gonna happen. There's too many people like that. So you always gotta educate yourself too. If you see a course where it's just electrical,